Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I am so happy to be here with you today. We are going to dive right into your reading and see what messages we have for the sign of Pisces. Please, Spirit, what does Pisces need to know right now regarding love for Pisces? For Pisces. Man, Pisces, this is pretty epic. You guys are getting compassion. You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. And then you're getting elevation. You are making the conscious decision to raise your vibration of love. Pisces, I feel like you're not effing around anymore. It's kind of like I've been dealing with some low vibrational people or some really disappointing situations in love. I am not willing to compromise. I'm not willing to settle. I'm not willing to take less than I deserve. I know where that has gotten me in the past. I have a lot of compassion and empathy for people who cannot meet me as deeply as I've met myself. Or for, you know, all of the sad stories that took them to that place. They didn't deserve that, but also at the same time, it's not my responsibility to heal them, anyone other than myself. I can feel a sense of compassion, but I can also have a boundary. I have that boundary in order to like fill my own cup and to continue to go deeper with myself and to continue to raise my own vibration. And even if it makes it harder to even find someone who can match my vibration, it is in the best for me. And I trust that as long as I stay true to my own growth and my own best and highest, then Spirit is going to, you know, reward me for that. Like is going to bring someone who can match me, certainly, into my life, the opportunity into my life. Wow. I literally was just talking about faith. I literally was just saying to you, oh my God, look at that. Holy crap, Pisces. I can't believe it. It's literally saying what I just said, where it's like, you know, whenever you start ascending spiritually, you end up sort of, it's kind of an isolating experience, right? Because the higher you go, the fewer and fewer people occupy that space, right? When you're a very super high vibration, you're not going to find a lot of people that you come into contact are able to match your vibration or are able to meet with your vibration or vibrate at the same level, right? And so sometimes it can be a very lonely place, but I feel you staying very true to it. And this is giving me pillar of consciousness energy. You see how there's just that little white dot in the center there? It's giving me, yeah, I'll be this pillar of consciousness and I'll trust in the universe that they will come. If you build it, they will come kind of energy. That, you know, if I stay true to myself and I maintain that and I'm authentic and I live in my authenticity and I live in my truth and I don't settle and I don't compromise, then what vibrates at my level will eventually, you know, be able to find me and come to me. There is something, you have this comfort card on the bottom of the deck, and it is giving me, there are people around you that might not be quite as far as you are in your spiritual growth, but they are also growing, and in that way, they're a vibrational match. Yeah, you're rejecting anything that isn't like that. You know, that anybody who isn't also being responsible for their own healing and their own growth. I do feel like this comfort here is, you know, friends or coworkers or, you know, situations in your life, that even though you may not be able to find exactly what you've been looking for, you haven't been able to find exactly what you've been looking for, there are things around you that are also in their own way a vibrational match for you. It could be your job, could be some opportunities, could be friends, like a soul tribe, could be that you are comfortable financially and you're able to explore and travel and kind of not just only grow in one way, but you have multiple routes to your own spiritual growth that are satisfying and fulfilling to you. Let me just clarify this stolen card. Okay. So, oh God, sorry guys. My rib is still jacked up. Whew. Wow. Okay. You have this pull, tragedy, and contemplation energy. These three cards were the first three cards that came out, and they sort of had this simultaneous energy or something where they're definitely connected. I feel like there is someone here who, tragedy is such a strong word, right? But tragedy, really, when you think about it, it's anything that didn't have to be the way that is, like, caused unnecessary suffering, or didn't have to sort of be the way that it is, or didn't have to go the way that it went, but it went that way. And it's tragic because it could have gone a different way, right? Or I don't know, like, that's what I'm getting. And there's something here, and you have this, like, this skull energy. So it feels like something ended, or, it's also giving me, like, the shell of a person, if that makes sense. Like, somebody is a shell of themselves. They don't have everything inside them. Oh God, it's like they don't have access to it. It's there, but they're just a shell of themselves. Okay, so I feel like there's something here that ended because someone could not meet you as deeply as you had met yourself, or they weren't in contact with their soft tissue area, like their heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, the part of them that's vulnerable, there's an undeniable pull between you and this person. There's definitely, this is definitely a soulmate on a deep, deep, deep soul level. And it feels like the way it went, it's tragic. It's like, oh, we could have gone right, but we went left. And this is, how it is. There was a fire in a hotel or something in Kentucky. I can't remember the name of it. It was a nightclub where they had a lot of entertainment. Famous people went there. I don't know if it was like in the 70s or the 80s, this fire happened, and thousands, I think, of people died. If not, it was hundreds at least, I feel like, of people died. And they were all in like a ballroom. And this building had been built like piecemeal, like a little bit at a time. And a fire broke out, and it spread And people were leaving the ballroom, and it was kind of chaos, because by the time that people realized that this fire was happening, it was raging. And it was so smoke filled, people really didn't know how to get out. There weren't clearly marked fire escape routes or anything. And so it was like, if you went right, you lived. If you went left, you died. And it was just really tragic. And I don't know why this is what it's giving me. I don't know. Like we could have gone right, but we went left, and that's why it's tragic. Or I don't know why it's giving me that. I can't remember the name of the thing. I haven't thought about this thing in forever. I don't know why this is coming up. Maybe Kentucky is maybe fire. Maybe you're dealing with a fire sign. I don't know what. I have no idea. But, and I mean, I'm sure, like, as a family member, that would be incredibly difficult. Like, oh my God, if they would have just gone the other way, you know, I wouldn't be dealing with this. But I have no idea. Anyway, it went the tragic direction. It feels like there was some kind of ending. But even with this ending, there is this uncanny pull. And you see there's a full moon under that pull. The full moon is like brings high tide. And what is high tide? It's a high flow of water, right? And water is emotion. Maybe the water kind of puts out the fire. I don't know. But maybe you're a water sign. Maybe they're a fire sign. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, the thing is that it feels like there is this swell of emotion at this time, or there is a heightening of feeling around this situation. For you, it could be presenting itself as compassion for this person or for their story, or you know, you may have reached a place with this person where you're kind of like, man, it's tragic, but I'm coming to a place of peace and acceptance with the tragedy of it. You know what I mean? Where I feel like this person is contemplating it. They're thinking about it. You have these matching flowers here. This is at the crown chakra and the third eye chakra, right? Of this contemplation. And it may even be like divinely guided, where it's like the divine is pointing out that, and I say that because you do have the Temperance and the Chariot card down here with the stolen energy, but we'll get here. But I just want you to know there's like an additional reason to why I'm feeling this way, is that you know, sometimes the universe, the angels, the divine, when it's trying to pull you back together or put you back together again, it does so in a way of like having a dream, or you know, having thoughts pop into your head. And it's really making this person think and sort of open up to the possibility, to the beauty that could have been. It's making them really think about this and feel even more dramatically pulled toward this connection at this time. Plus, also, there is this energy of a swell of emotion. You have the fifth dimension here, which is making me think, you know, you could be dreaming about this person at this time. They could be dreaming about you. Some people even say that our spirit guides work things out for us in the fifth dimension. I personally believe that wholeheartedly, just because of experiences that I've had with this kind of energy. But I'm not saying that you should, but if you do, this could be this could be a sign. Like, this could be where this is confirmation, right? Which is what we're looking for in tarot card readings. We're not looking for all the answers of things that we've never thought about. We're looking for insight and what resonates with us, what we already sort of know and feel to be true, right? So you have this divine union here. And you have the Temperance, the Chariot, and the Nine of Swords in reverse with this stolen energy here. And the stolen energy, I don't know if you guys can see this card, but I feel like this stolen card, this is like where this person is seeing what is possible or what could be if you were to come together, the beauty, if that would be possible. It's like they're allowing themselves to see it or think it. I think they either haven't for a while, or they have tried not to let themselves. Either they don't really think they can be happy, or they don't think that there really is a chance for the most part, or that could have even been part of the tragedy, like the decision to end something, is that this person didn't have faith that it could work out, or that it would work out, or that it was, you know, going to be allowed to flourish or bloom or blossom. But it's kind of like it because it really hasn't ended, even though you've been apart, and because this person really hasn't stopped wanting it to happen. Yeah, look at that. There's the spirit guide card right underneath that. And I mean, I was just literally saying that about the fifth dimension here. There's something here where it's like this person is starting to go, what could stand in the way? What could prevent this from happening? And there are some things that they can't control, like if you also feel it, if you also think it. But there's also, what if someone comes in and kind of steals you, or swoops their opportunity away, takes it away from them? And, you know, you can see that, like, even after however much time this has been, this person is still heavily focused on you, Pisces. There's this energy of, you know, you're still the one that they want, and that they can actually sort of see a future with, or something growing with. They may be someone that really struggles to connect to other people on a kind of a deep level, or on a spiritual level. And I feel almost like they connect with you on that level without even trying. It may have actually even been something that at one point took them by surprise and threw them into an energy of fear. But I feel like, you know, with this energy of Temperance and the Chariot, and the Nine of Swords being in reverse, it's like the fear of losing you is becoming greater than the fear of coming together with you. You see, with the Chariot and the Temperance here, it's like they're okay with these feelings now. They're just not okay with the feeling of you getting stolen from them by someone who shows up. And so it does feel, you have this soul connection and this respond energy. And it feels like this person is really wanting to reach out, or wanting to come towards you, especially with the Chariot card here. Especially if you're at a distance, this could be that this person's thinking about traveling to you, or even with Temperance and the Chariot, the logistics of bringing this thing together. But with the fear in reverse, I almost feel like the fear of losing you has been replaced. The fear of being with you has been replaced with the fear of losing you, of not being able to connect, not being able to, you know, have this soul connection in their life. So they can't control how you're going to respond to them coming forward. But they can, the only thing they can sort of do is come forward. And I think for a long time they were really afraid to do that, but it feels like there is a greater fear taking place. For some of them, they may have actually had a dream or some kind of vision where you were with someone else. Or they may have, you know, I just got this energy, you know how when you're in a kind of a crowd of people, or like, I don't know, I like maybe even at the store, I have no idea. And you think you see someone you know, and then you get kind of close to them, and it's not them. They may have thought they saw you somewhere with someone else, and that feeling might have given them like a heart attack feeling, like that's what I'm getting, and then gotten up close and realized it wasn't you, and been like, oh, thank God. But then it may have put that fear in them of like, oh my God, but what if it was? But what if that happens? It could happen. You know what I mean? I need to make it not happen, you know? So, okay, let's be with the tarot. Something's opening up. I just keep getting opening. Maybe this person is opening up. It's like it's like that Anais Nin quote, you know, like sometimes staying tight in the bud is like a greater burden than opening. I don't know. That was a really massacred version of that quote. You're getting the Queen of Swords with the Nine of Wands. I think this person feels that you may be defensive. You know, with the Queen of Swords here, they may have hurt you. Or they may know that they put you through something that they're not really sure, maybe even necessarily, if this made you bitter towards them, defensive towards them, guarded towards them. I feel a sense of like, I don't blame this person if they're like that, but like, then there's some kind of understanding. And with the Magician here, the Five of Swords and the Seven of Wands, this person feels as though this is, how do I want to say this? This is someone whose thoughts get the best of them, and that they have a hard time letting people in. They block people out. They don't let people in all the way. Because their thoughts get the best of them. Their thoughts keep them in a place of feeling sort of defeated and like things aren't going to work out from the get-go. It almost has nothing to do with what is actually transpiring or happening. I feel like they are someone who can respond to those things. Like, I'm just going to say with the Five of Swords and the Magician, it's a little bit misleading. It's kind of like making false promises or saying things that you may mean them, or you may feel like you may feel them in the moment. You may be like, it may be true to you, or it may even be your intention, but when that moment passes, your thoughts get the best of you. You immediately walk away going, oh, I can't fulfill that promise because da 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 da. You know what I mean? And so while you have this empowering energy of the Magician, it is coming out with the Five of Swords and the Seven of Wands. So it's more in a vein of kind of saying the right thing, or it's a little misleading, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be intentionally misleading, like someone who is just selling you a bill of goods, someone who's coming in and love bombing you and being like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I don't really feel it to that degree, although this is a general reading, so some of you were dealing with someone like that. And if you were, the rest of this reading is probably not for you, because you're probably dealing with a narcissist, and I don't do readings for narcissists. But for a lot of you, it's really someone who has good intentions, or who, it's like they want that to be their truth, but they don't have the courage of their convictions inside to make it actually happen. They have this self-defeating energy with the Five of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Their need to protect themselves and the programming of their mind kind of is working against their more empowered self. That is the one that is leading, and that is sort of kind of saying like, yeah, let's do this, or yeah, I could see this, or the one that's building the bridge with you. And so you have the Ace of Swords. This person has clarity about this, or this person they've grown. I mean, they're seeing it clearly. They know that if you are defensive, they have been so hurt by them that you really are not willing to open up to them again. They understand. Like I feel there's an energy of sort of like, I deserve it. But they may even be kind of projecting that onto you, like, gosh, I'd really like to go toward Pisces, but I'm sure that they're not open to it. They may have even sort of been telling themselves that, and it could even be part of their like self-protection mechanism, right? But with the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck, this person is having clarity, and they are, I feel like they do want to talk, or they do want an opportunity to explain themselves. I feel like they still want victory in this situation. So let's just clarify. Yeah, this person, just as plain as day, my God. You know, I think that they feel that they triggered you even. I feel that, you know, with the Five of Pentacles in reverse over here, clarifying what I feel is their thought of where you may be with them, or how they even deserve for you to be towards them. Okay, if that makes sense. The Queen of Swords and the Nine of Wands, it's an energy of someone who's like going to be very quick to cut them off because they've hurt you. They've put you through a sword cycle, and they know it, and they feel like you're probably going to be very guarded. They feel like you survived whatever they put you through, but that they still put you through something where it would be completely justifiable for you to not even listen to what they have to say. With the Five of Pentacles in reverse, it's like I feel this energy of them feeling like they abandoned you somewhere along the way in the process, or they weren't fair to you, or their own fear caused you your own personal loss, or may have even caused you to sort of navigate this space of worthiness, or for you to have taken it personally how they were, even though it wasn't a reflection of you, it was a reflection of them. They're feeling like their own internal fear and their own internal dialogue, where they have these fears, or this fear of not being good enough, or this fear of, you know, intimacy, or this fear of whatever, that you ended up ultimately paying the price for it, and that they understand that you may be very guarded when it comes to them trying to approach you again. You have this respond and this soul connection. I feel like they are coming in to talk to you, but I feel like they do. It's like they feel like they almost deserve for you to not listen to them, to not respond. You see what I'm saying? Then you have this Magician, Five of Swords, Seven of Wands energy with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It's kind of like we were making progress. It may not have been fast progress, but it was solid, and it was stable, and it was real, and it was going somewhere. Like we could see that this could potentially successfully cross the finish line, but I cut it off at its legs. I prevented it from happening. Why? Because my mind got the best of me, because my own bad habits, or my own untrained mind defeated, not just, it defeated me, and because it defeated me, it defeated them. It defeated the situation. There may have even been like arguments. For this person, nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to you. With the Four of Cups, their life is just, it is what it is. It's not, there's nothing like overwhelmingly amazing about it. They're bored, they're discontent, their life is just kind of what their life is. You know, it's like day after day of the same blazo, you know. It's not exciting. It's not where they feel like they're spiritually growing, or off to the race of success and victory in life, feeling like they're driving a fully balanced chariot, you know. There are definitely things missing here. And in fact, it's almost like, you know, I want to say that it's kind of hard to be grateful in this life, because you know, when you know your life could be better than it is, like, okay, I don't mean like, oh, I could win the lottery, my life could be better than it is, but I mean, I know that there's someone that I would like to rise and fall through every heartbeat and breath of life with, that no matter if it was an inhale or an exhale, this person would make me feel safe and make me feel seen and make me feel loved and make me feel important. And instead of that, I'm going through the breath and the heartbeat of life in a way in which it's not awful, but it's not good either. You know, it almost feels as though there's nothing to look forward to. And I don't want to be like that dramatic. You know, with the Four of Cups, it's still fine. You know, it's not, we're not writing it in the sky. We're not shouting it from the rooftop. We're not, I don't know, Tom Cruise standing on a couch on the Oprah Winfrey show just popped in my head. So we're not standing on couches, you know, shouting about it. And with the Chariot here, it's kind of like, I know there's more out there. I know there's more for me. I know that there is a deeper, bigger possibility for life, but it requires bravery. You know, the Chariot, it's just giving me like goes really fast, and it can be, you know, it can be kind of a nerve-wracking experience. Actually, I've never gotten this from the Chariot, but I'm literally seeing like, I don't know, some movie. I don't know. It's a scene from some movie. And it's like, I'm seeing the chariot wheels. I'm seeing like the horses go galloping by. And then the chariot wheels are like these thin, rickety things. And it's like they're going over all these bumps in this dusty, dirty like arena or something. And it's like, you know, one of those rocks could just throw up and like a wheel could bust off. And like, if you're going fast, you're going to go flying. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain like living on the edge quality of the Chariot card that I don't usually get, that I'm getting right here. Okay. If that makes sense. But it's like, and it's kind of like, I think that's all this person focused on or thought about, when this opportunity sort of presented itself. And I feel like that sort of caused them to reject it. And that's how they landed here. But they're here, but they can't let go of this relationship. And this is almost like the foundation of their days. Is like, I'm not very happy, and I know what could make me happier, what could make me feel alive, and I can't let go of it. I can't let it in, I can't have it, but I also can't let go of it. That's the foundation of their days. That's what I'm literally getting. That's what their days are built on. Wow. Okay. Also, the Chariot coming out twice, strong Cancerian energy here. Yeah, so with that Four of Cups energy, you get in the Magician in reverse. So it's like this person is even acknowledging with this Magician energy here with the Five of Swords and the Seven of Wands, this the Magician is coming out in reverse with this Four of Cups. It's like, it's saying, you know, I wasn't empowered in this energy. Like, I knew what to say. I knew kind of the motion to go through, but I wasn't actually taking action. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like a magician's trick. And that's what led me to this place. I couldn't alchemize my fear into belief. I wanted to. I thought maybe I could. I pretended I could, but I couldn't. And then you have the Chariot with the Page of Swords, which is, you know, it's even giving me, I mean, it literally says communication on this card. But it's giving me like, sort of a coming to terms with, or a deeper understanding, or even little aha moments where it's kind of like, wow, if you know, if I was with Pisces, this would be like this. Or it's even like where I can't stop thinking about you, or you know, everything that happens, it's like you're the person that I want to tell. It's interesting because it's like, it's giving me like what matters about of going through life, like what's really important. And it's like, as this person is going through life without you, and they have this recognition that it kind of didn't have to be this way, and that if they had chosen differently, it's like their life would be totally different. They have these moments where it's like, I feel like either spirit puts the thought in their head, or they have dreams, or it's even maybe even becoming part of their reality. It can also be where somebody is like looking at your social media page and almost like envisioning themselves in those pictures or in those memories, with you, the memories that you've created without them, and sort of, you know, through that vision or through that idea, they are realizing how different their life would be, or what direction it would have gone in, and that maybe they would be more successful, more balanced, happier, feeling more alive. So, and they can't let go. You know, they're still very focused on this. With the Judgment here, they are contemplating their odds of any kind of reconciliation. I think one of their biggest issues here is that you may not be receptive to it, but I also think that they need to know, like, that this is them, that like, but I need to know, because I would die if somebody came in and swooped in and stole Pisces before I had some opportunity to make up my own mind whether I wanted to pursue this or not, sort of in a kind of way. Like, I don't want my mind made up for me, or I don't want to wait so long that it isn't. I can't. I will spend the rest of my life not knowing. See, this person is just readily acknowledging here. You know, with the Two of Pentacles, this is that choice between love and fear. And it's like this person is saying, you know, I made a bad decision. It was a decision based on fear. And with the Five of Pentacles, it's like the fear of not being worthy, or the fear of intimacy, or the fear of abandonment. You know, they were making it from a jumbled place, an unstable, unsteady place. They made this decision, and it really reflects their fear. And they're seeing that very clearly here. Awareness is, you know, a big part of it. Yeah, I said they're seeing it clearly, and look at that. You get the Sun, clarifying. I'm sorry, the Nine of Swords. Wow. So this person, I feel like you have the Eight of Pentacles covering this Two of Pentacles in reverse. And so I do think that this person has really tried to look at, or work on, or kind of master the part of themselves that caused them to make this bad decision. It's like they have really looked at it, and they have really, it's like they're really acknowledging that, like, wow, this is something I need to work on with myself, because I'm really unhappy with this decision that I made. And, you know, it's a reflection of me being fearful in life with my decisions. And it's also a reflection of, with the Nine of Cups, for some of you, this can be a selfishness or a self-centeredness, like not thinking about the other person. For others of you, it can be where someone doesn't understand how to be emotionally content on their own. that like they were not in this space at the time, that they didn't feel okay them with them emotionally to choose what their wish fulfillment. It could have been a reflection that they were more fearful than they believed that it could really work out, or that it could really happen. They're having some definite clarity and realization around this. And with the Eight of Pentacles and the Sun here, they are healing through this awareness, through this deeper understanding of themselves and the way they operated, and how, like, what caused them to make a decision that really they didn't even feel was in their highest and best good, but it certainly didn't reflect the life that they want to live. It reflected their fear. And I think now, could they go back and make that decision again, they would make a decision that reflects emotional stability and contentment, and choosing their dream, their wish fulfillment instead, their happiness instead, even believing in the idea that they could actually be happy. You know, guys, if there is a card that I love to see in readings like this, it is the Eight of Pentacles. And you're now getting it twice. Ow, ow. Oh, sorry. Oh, God. Okay, we have the Two of Cups. I really worked hard for that Two of Cups, you guys. See, this person with the Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, they can't let go. They can't let go of this idea or this hope or this dream. I feel it's even becoming more and more clear to them just what it actually means to them, or what it's not even just what it means to them, but the possibility that exists. They're now seeing it clearly. And they're even seeing the deep nature of this connection, that you just don't have this connection with everyone, right? This is an energy, the connection here and being connected to you, it makes them feel healthier. It gives them a greater sense of well-being. They understand that you're someone who sees them and who can meet them where they are and wants to. They know there's a spiritual connection here. And it's like, you know, they don't always have to fill their own cup. They know that you're someone that they can count on, that is also there, that also fills their cup. There's a lot here with this caduceus energy in this card of just, you know, they feel better, they feel stronger in your presence, and they haven't been able to let go. And this relationship has actually caused them to do work on themselves and to heal themselves, and to kind of look at, you know, they can't fix everything, but it's like, but I can look at the things that are in my control, or the things that I can do something about, and I can do something about them. It's kind of what I'm getting from that Eight of Pentacles. So let's clarify. And I think that they have been doing that. The Seven of Wands, this card here. Wow, to the Eight of Wands. Wow. So this Seven of Wands has an elephant on it, which always reminds me of Ganesh, and obstacles are being removed. That things that once stood in the way are being removed. It's also, you know, I'm getting the energy of the you know, on an elephant, the trunk, you know, is small and the ears are huge. And it's an energy of someone that it's like, in a time where I can't just talk to you, or I can't have these conversations with you, I'm thinking about what you said or what was said. It's like reverberating within my mind, and it's having a greater impact and a greater impact and a greater impact. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of almost even maybe possibly guiding this growth, or what I'm working on or what I'm focusing on. But this Seven of Wands, this need to protect themselves, this need to like block energy, put up blocks because of their own fear, is what they're working on here too. Then you have this Two of Cups with the Eight of Wands. You go from the Seven of Wands to the Eight of Wands. So this is progress. And this is about having a conversation. It can also be, you know, the potential, like when you're with someone who you just get and who gets you, and there's a soul connection, and you feel like it's a healthy connection where, you know, it's like there's always progress being made. You can cover a lot of ground in a connection like that very quickly. And it sort of, it feels like, for one thing, this person wants to come towards you quickly. Like they want to have, this is like a real communication card, like big time communication card. But it's also like a speed card where it's like, not only do they want to talk to you, but they want to come in quickly because I feel like they don't want to lose this potential. And now we're seeing this Nine of Swords come up again, but it's in the upright. And it is here, yeah, it's around talking to you or actually showing up for you. It's also around, you may not be willing to receive this person or listen to this person or hear what this person has to say. But it's also like, I got to get there quickly because, you know, I don't want Pisces to get stolen before I'm able to say what I'm able to say. So there's kind of this energy of speed right now, which is interesting because, you know, Neptune has moved into Aries. Venus has been in retrograde. I think it went direct today, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a lot of forward movement. Venus is also in Pisces and moving toward Aries. So there's all this energy of, you know, sort of having these fifth dimension, you know, anything in Pisces is very fifth dimension. Pisces is a very ethereal sign. And then when it goes into Aries, Aries is very like here, now, action oriented kind of energy. And so it's like that transition from, I've seen all the possibilities, I've dreamed it, I've looked at it from a higher perspective, I've thought about my best possible outcome, I've manifested it, I've visualized it, I've fantasized about it, you know, all this stuff. And then it's like, boom, we're thrust into this action energy with Aries, okay? So I don't know, take that as it resonates. Again, I'm not an astrologer, so, but that's what I'm picking up right here. So you have the Page of Wands energy, and you have the Queen of Wands energy, and then you have the Six of Wands energy. I mean, did I call this the Queen of Wands? This is the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so this person is like, they're choosing this. I feel like you can see this person really sizing up their choice and being like, yeah, I picked right. I'm picking this. I'm sure about this. I'm sure about this choice I'm making. And with the Queen of Pentacles, this is like someone that you want to commit to. This is someone that you feel like is really nurturing and really solid and really stable. Someone that you can rely on, someone that you can build a life around. And with the Six of Wands, it's like it is an energy of like coming forward, being recognized after a long battle, after, you know, after fighting, waging the war, or going to work kind of energy. And, you know, it does feel like this person is emerging into the presence, hoping, again, like I said from the very beginning, they really want to have success and victory here. And two, I think Pisces, they want you to see the effect that you've had on them. Because I feel like they have really worked hard on themselves, you know, kind of all because they met you, or all because you came into their life. you know, with this Page of Wands, you may have been very inspiring to this person, or you may have lit a fire inside this person where they kind of, it's like they were sort of, it's taking me back to that hotel in Kentucky, and it's giving me, you know how I said they like piecemealed this together. It started as like a ballroom, and then it got really popular, so they added this wing in this kitchen and started serving food, and then they added this wing in this ballroom so they could have like weddings and events there, and then they went this way and they built something else and then something else and a stage for shows and this and that. It was like all of these things, and it kind of feel like with this person, it's like they've been sort of patching themselves up or holding themselves together with this sort of like piecemeal, like just getting by, surviving, making a decision and living with it, whether it was the decision you wanted to make or not. It was just sort of like, well, this is what I need to do at the time in order to like go do what I'm trying to do in life, or expand or grow or whatever. And it's like it all had to come down. I'm getting like the tower energy, like the fire and the lightning and the tower energy of like it all had to come down, because none of it was built to code. None of it was done right. You know, none of it was really gonna last, you know. It's like it's giving me so many examples of this, of like repairing a car with like kind of bad parts or used parts or something, and it's like, yes, it's a fix for now, and it's kind of like what I have to do to get by because I can't afford like whatever, but it's really not a good long-term strategy, and eventually I know I'm gonna just have to get rid of the whole car, or I'm gonna have to replace all these parts or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like giving me a lot of examples like that. And so but you know, when you feel like that's how you're living your life, and you know, somebody that feels like they have high value and high standards, and you know, is in kind of a different place than you can see why you're like, oh, well, maybe my car looks good from the outside, but because they can't see that these are all like used parts that are keeping it running on the inside. I don't know, you guys, whatever, take it as it resonates. But it's like with the Six of Wands, they want you to see that they've done the work, and that they went and they got the right, they've steadily improved their parts, or they let the whole thing fall apart, and then they've been really intentional and aware of how they're rebuilding it, or of the parts of themselves that needed to fall so that they could be rebuilt. There's a big thing there where I feel like they want, it's like, you know, they don't want to tell you, hey Pisces, like I did all this. They want you to recognize it. They want you to see it. They want you to understand. You know, if I tell you something happened, or something exists, or something is real, that's one thing. But if you experience it, that's another thing. If I tell you, you know, this card right here is real, you can say, well, all I know is that, you know, Lotus Heart Tarot told me that this card right here is real. You can't say, yeah, I experienced that card and that card is definitely real. But if you experience it, you're not going to let someone convince you that it's not real, because you know it's real because you experienced it. It's a different thing. And it's like they want you to experience that they have changed. They want you, maybe they've told you in the past that they've changed, some of them, or something like that. But this is about like, I want to show up, and I want Pisces to see it. I want them to know it. And part of that is like even in their own eyes, they're reflecting back to you what you influenced in them or inspired in them. Let me clarify this. Yeah, I mean, seriously, holy shit. You have 3 6s showing. You guys have been getting so many freaking 6s. You're aligning with what I feel like what you're manifesting here. And love really strongly. Okay. This person, it's like they also want you to see that they couldn't let go. And that, you know, no matter what, it's like you may have been through a lot with this person, or it may have even been a long time with this person, but it's an energy of like, but I didn't give up. I kept trying. Like, maybe I just wasn't there. I was this magician in reverse energy when I met you, but I have conquered it. I have succeeded. I have beat it with this Six of Wands. And it's like, I am successful. And throughout the entire process, I could never let you go. I never let go of this dream, of this hope, of this desire. With the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, this person thinks about you all the time. They feel a sense of nostalgia. They're always revisiting memories and the past, and there's an energy here of like, that's when I was really happy. You know, that's when life was simple or easy or made sense to me or felt good. You know, and that's why I could never let this go. That's why all this stuff I've been through, I've held on to this. We're getting the Hermit. We've got Virgo energy. Whew. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, this person, you know, suffering. There are so many lessons that we learn through the experience of suffering. And then there are so many lessons to be learned about suffering itself. The experience of suffering, not the experience you have through the energy of suffering, but the experience that you have in a deeper understanding of suffering itself and where it comes from and what it is and how to, you know, not navigate life trying to control it to prevent suffering, but navigating life with self-discipline and self-awareness so that we're not suffering because of the way we're living our life and the choices that we're making, right? We're making choices that lead away from suffering instead of to suffering. It's not about controlling it and always trying to get what you want. It's about accepting life on life's terms, but staying in the center of the Wheel of Fortune, maintaining that place of peace within yourself and that pillar of consciousness within yourself, and trusting and believing in the universe that what is meant for you is always coming towards you. And so this person in this time by themselves and concentrating on what they wanted, thinking about what they actually really wanted in their life, and what needed to be done, and doing this work on themselves, they have learned many spiritual lessons. And I think they learned a lot of spiritual lessons around self-love, because you do have to love yourself in order to choose love. You know, I want to say that. Okay. But the thing is, it's like, it's also about the opportunity to love that Spirit brings into this world, into your life, right? With that Temperance card that we had at the beginning, there's this energy of like, kind of recognizing that it is a gift from the universe, and that, you know, it's not to be squandered. And in the squandering of it, that is where our suffering like kind of comes from at times, right? When you're someone that's self-defeating and self-sabotaging, it is the squandering of that opportunity that oftentimes we realize too late that leads to a lot of our suffering. Holy moly. You have the Fool, and you have the Ace of Cups, and you've got the Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I honestly think this person is coming in pretty quick. I think they're closing out a big cycle here. You have the Ten of Swords underneath this Three of Pentacles. And, you know, you have the Three of Swords here. So I think they're closing out a cycle of a lot of suffering and a lot of heavy duty mental body energy, like a lot of thinking energy, overthinking energy. going through a lot of sword cycle kind of stuff. With the Fool card, this person really knows what they want, and I feel like they're ready to take a leap of faith. They are sure, you know, they're more sure than they've ever been, is how I'm feeling. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius or an Aries. And then with the Ace of Cups, clarifying the Ace of Cups and this Page of Pentacles energy, it is like kind of like, I want a do-over, you know, I want another chance, I want another opportunity with this, I want to say like God-given, you know, love, this soul connection. With the Three of Pentacles, this feels like this person's intentions are very strong here, because it's like, I want to share a vision, I want to share a plan, and I want to collaborate. I want to, honest to goodness, like put the work in. There is a certain physicality also about the energy of this Three of Pentacles, where it's like in real life. You know, there could be a lot of 5D activity in this connection, or there could have been, especially with these planets in Neptune. But it's like there's a heavy focus on in real life. You know, I want to be working on this, or I want to be taking this leap of faith towards this awesome opportunity that I had, or that was given to me by the universe, or given to us by the universe. All right, let me get you guys some message cards. I really feel like someone is coming in quick to talk. You have the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Wands in one reading. Those are like two of the biggest communication energies in tarot. Okay, so, all right. If you're dealing with a water sign, you're getting, you are hard to forget. I don't care what people think anymore. Honest, cold. You will always be my secret love. If you are dealing with a fire sign, I'm afraid to trust. Ow, ow, ow. I'm sorry, guys. I want a future with you. Wait for me. I can't walk away. We will be together again. All right. If you are dealing with an earth sign, you're getting nostalgic. Your words speak to me like no others can. I just want to go back in time. Passion, and what we have is soul recognition. And if you're dealing with an air sign, I just need more time. Doubting. I won't let you go. Old flames. I am sending you telepathic messages. And good intentions. All right, guys, this is what I have for you guys today. I really hope it helps. I hope it brings you some peace and clarity. If it does, you know, please let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I really do appreciate any and all support on my channel. And gosh, guys, it's a beautiful day here. I hope you're having a beautiful day where you are. And I am sending you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.